Last season, we lost everything. From our manager Pep Guardiola to even the Premier League title. Leicester stole them all. Even in the Champions League, we were embarrassing, getting knocked out in the round of 16. And this season, things are getting harder. Leicester City have basically unlimited money with the ownership of the Hart family, and they've got the world's greatest manager in Pep, and now they've also got a goal-scoring robot in Erling Haaland. I mean, how do we compete with the Premier League champions? Haaland, Lamine, João Neves. They've got a super team. But if there's one thing you know about S2GFC, we just don't back down. We decided to trust our gaffer in Lenny, which was considered a very controversial decision by the media, but slowly Lenny's proving his worth. He's made massive tactical adjustments this season, going back to a 4-3-3. Also, signings like Diomande have slotted in really well, but the big one though, superstar signing of Vitinha. The media is saying that he might be past his prime, but Lenny feels otherwise, and so do I. On the pitch, he's looked beautiful so far, and with the players Leicester have, this is the kind of quality we're gonna need to compete. And you know what? Competing is what we're exactly doing. Top of the Premier League right now. Leicester City drop points, so we have the lead, but this title race is gonna be one of the most brutal ones ever. We just know that Leicester aren't gonna give us an inch. For now though, it's transfer deadline day, and I don't want any surprises. There are quite a few offers coming in for our players, but I'm not inclined to accepting any one of them. We're straight away just getting away from the transfer window. We're done. These are Lenny's boys, and our goal is to take them to both Premier League as well as Champions League glory. Although there's a lot of media noise about Luca Gigante maybe not being good enough. The same with Sykes. They're the two lowest rated players in this team, but Lenny trusts them. To be honest, Lenny has secretly sent me a message that we need to be on the lookout for a new right back. Problem is, we've got just 35 million, but remember, if we get top 8 in the Champions League come January, we'll be getting an additional 50 million added onto our budget. That's when maybe we can make some improvements. And talking about the Champions League, look who's also in here. Flipping Leicester City with their super team. That's right, they're the Premier League champions. Of course, they had to qualify. And that means this season, the Heartless Derby is not going to be just limited to the Premier League. It's going to be taken all the way into Europe. Imagine the scenes when we face off in the knockout rounds at some point. You just know that's coming. Ah, man, why does this always happen? A training injury clash between Malango and Gallardo. These guys were slowly getting into the team, getting more opportunities. And right before our first Champions League game of the season, they've just gotten injured. Please tell me it's not serious. Okay, Malango's just out for 10 days. That's fine. Gallardo is out for 177 days. That's almost 6 months. Oh my days. Absolute disaster. And I'm looking at our squad and we don't have depth. Bullock, I guess, will have to cover for both Hart as well as Avila. I'm genuinely in shock right now. And let me do the math. It will take by the end of March for Gallardo to get back to full fitness. That is unbelievable. He will be back, I guess, for the quarterfinals of the Champions League and onwards. But I don't know if he'll be the same. Broken tibia is a major injury. That's the worst possible thing that could have happened, bro. Do you know what? Maybe this injury completely alters our transfer plans. We might need a winger come January. Right now, at least, the good news is our first team players are fully fit, and we are making our Champions League debut this season against Karabakh. Bro, this should be a no-nonsense win. And also before that, something to check. Remember how we had a manufacturing defect in our kits? We got jerseys that had Kuwait Airways as the sponsor, when in fact they betrayed us and joined Leicester City to sponsor them. And would you believe it, guys? The reason that happened was Pablo Gonzalo infiltrated Adidas. I mean, I've never seen a hater like him. But hey, the good news is we've got the new batch of kits that is fixed. It's Albie Norman's Bakery now on the front of the shirt. No logos at all of Kuwait Airways who betrayed us, so we'll take that. I'm really hoping we can score early on as Vitinha breaks through, keeps going. Simple finish there. I don't know who was doubting Vitinha's signing, bro. 32 is not old at all in modern football. I think he's more than good enough to do this week in and week out. By the way, Avila's season has just gotten 10 times more important now, because without Gallardo, he does not have a substitute, man. Avila's gonna have to start delivering. I remember in the last episode, he did make mistakes like this. That's why Gallardo was used as a super sub, and he did perform really well. It's such a shame. Okay, Nicholas Hart opening up some space, going for goal. How was the keeper saving that? Good delivery from Avila. Could prove to be dangerous, but he's just not good with set pieces. Oh, Nicholas has gone through, and this could help settle this game. He puts it wide. Nicholas, you're gonna have to be more clinical, man. I feel like this season he's feeling a bit of the heat because his parents have now also become Premier League winners with, of course, Leicester. They're chasing the Champions League. But right now, it's Avila on the ball, looking to curl this one in, and again, it's just not going in. I really want that second goal to just seal this game, get our first Champions League win so we can just move on. King, lovely ball for Avila there. Surely he scores this, and yes, this is great for Avila's confidence, and also, feels like Sean King has been working on his passing there. That was a lovely assist. I remember how last season we were struggling to even get one assist with him. And yep, we do start off our Champions League campaign on a good footing. But of course, this was only Karabag. I think we need to get tested. By the way, look who we had in the stands for our first Champions League game of the season. Steve Ballman. The streets will not forget him, man. One of the biggest legends in S2GFC history. He was there with the Ultras. I'm kind of surprised our club does have Ultras. But yeah, good to see him show support for the club. Now, talking about getting tested in the Champions League, this game away from home against Juventus will do just that. Look at that. They've got Hakimi captaining them. It's probably going to be a tough Juventus team. We'll know where we stand. Remember, these are the kind of teams we're going to be facing in the knockouts, and last season we completely fluffed it. That's why this time around in the group stages itself, I want to prepare. Oh, and this is where Juve can look really strong. They've broken through, and Jonathan David, he's such a good player. For some reason, against the big teams in the Champions League, we just get opened up. Now, this is where I do want the experience of Vitinha because he can really control a game. Playing this one out wide for Sykes. Could look for a cross maybe because I see Sean King in the box, but Bremer is solid. The positive thing is now we are looking likely to attack. Sean King holding things up. Oh, he couldn't slide that one through. Okay, Vitinha now he needs to play this ball, and he does so for Scotty Bullock. Yeah, he goes through on goal. He's going to try and cut it inside. Does so successfully. Lovely finish. A genius decision from Lenny to start him over Nicholas Hart. I feel like this season, Lenny's going to be selecting the lineup based on the opposition rather than because of the names. Nobody's going to be a guaranteed starter as such. Everybody's going to have a role to play. Oh, that's a dangerous cross, and Avila sacrificed a lot to win that header. Hoo-yah! Oh, that was a nasty challenge from me. I couldn't find another way to stop them. Clear yellow card, man. I think we got lucky in a way. Also, I don't think Lenny wants to risk it. He's also subbing off Diomande. Also, others like Jisoo, Brandon Neal coming on. Brandon Neal, I said this season, everyone's going to have to play a part, including the likes of Brandon. As here's Avila breaking through again and again. Gets the goal. I know I've been harsh on him because he's not performed to the level we expect, but that's just because Avila's ceiling is so high that we expect the very best from him. There's a reason we call him the next Lamine Yamal. Oh, that's a dangerous cross, but Sykes did really well there. A lot of talk about us replacing him, but he was really solid. Full time, and we do get the win against Juventus. A big test that I thought that maybe we would bluff. Instead, we win against Juventus. I'm really feeling like the Champions League group stage is not going to be a problem. We should have top 8 secured. Meanwhile, guys, in the Premier League, let's take a moment and laugh at Leicester City, because look where they are. We got to go all the way down to 9. Their title defense is absolutely shambolic. Meanwhile, guys, we've been perfect in the Premier League. 6 games, 6 wins. I do feel like by the time we face Leicester City in December, we should have the Premier League title wrapped up at this rate. Wait a minute, guys. Another injury? This time it's Buardi? Why are we dealing with this injury crisis, bro? Good thing is he's only going to be out for a couple of weeks. I guess it's time for Albie Norman to shine. Or actually, might be playing Timber in a deeper role because he can defend a bit better. And probably would be smarter to then play Brandon Neal. But that's what I'm telling you, bro. In a long season where we're trying to go for everything, all of our players are going to prove to be really important. Sean King is right now being interviewed before we've got a tough game against Arsenal in the Premier League. King is currently the top scorer with 6 goals. Feel like though in the Champions League he kind of drew blanks. But let's see what he can do back in the Premier League. We're going to need him at his very best if we want to beat Arsenal. Oh, Bullock is broken through. He's broken through. Scotty Bullock off the post. And Nicholas's first touch was horrible. Oh, Xerxes has done me then. Luca Gigante couldn't stop that. Arsenal take the lead. This is exactly what happens when on the other end you don't take your chance. Are we about to get our first defeat of the season? Problem is, now because of all the injuries, we don't really have any impact subs. I feel like that's going to affect our season quite a bit. Second half and the 11 on the pitch, they're going to have to try and turn things around here. Vitinha could see that pass for Sean King. Strikes it first time. King is just phenomenal. Full time and we avoid losing, but we have to settle for a draw. But you know what? I think in a title race, these are the kind of results where if you can nick a point, you could really go a long way, and that's exactly what we've done. Also, credit to Vitinha, bro. 5 assists in 7 Premier League games. What a transfer he's been. Of course, guys. I shouldn't have counted Leicester City out. Look at this. From 9th, they've climbed up to 3rd. Yes, they've played a game more than us, and we still have a big gap of 5 points. But now there's pressure from even Chelsea. We talk about Leicester all the time, but Frank Lampard's Chelsea has always got the number of us, I feel. We might actually have a proper 3-way title fight this season. At least the thing I'm happy about is that in the Champions League, we're cooking. 3 games, 3 wins. Leicester looks like also they'll get into the top 8. By the way, guys, football pundits have posted an analysis of who they think will win the Premier League. Leicester City 74%, Arsenal 14%. We're on 8%. That makes no sense, bro. But honestly, looking at Lamine, Haaland, João Neves all celebrating, I am worried. All that gap Leicester has managed to claw back, but you know what? We're still unbeaten, and if we keep it that way, I know we'll be able to get our Premier League trophy back. The only problem is that Lenny's constantly complaining about squad depth. Good news is that Buardi's back, so he gets back into the CDM position. But I think what we're missing is a super sub in the attack. Gallardo was perfect to come on for Avila, but now Bullock has to do the job for both players. I think in January we might need to change our plans from a fullback to an attacker, but we'll see. At this stage, our major focus is still to keep winning in the Premier League, but Liverpool have opened us up as they've scored with an early goal. Once again, our unbeaten record is a threat. Again, we've got an opened up here. Commander, oh my days, that was a foul. Was that a red card? That should be a red, but it isn't a red card, but it is a goal from McAllister with the free kick. A horror start within 10 minutes. How did we not get a red card for that? It was a last man challenge. We're so lucky. But yeah, we're still 2-0 down. Liverpool are absolutely cooking us. They want more, bro. I just can't defend right now. O'Reilly with the block. Okay, this is good. This is good. Sean King getting in behind. I don't know if he's kept himself onside. He might have, because the goal does stand. Goal number 8 in the Premier League for the King. And now let's fight for the comeback. What a start to this game. Vitinha. Oh, threads that one like a needle. And oh, Sean King, you had to score. Okay, we're looking menacing after going 2-0 down. Normally, teams would lose a bit of confidence, more mistakes, but instead, we've looked totally different. Oh, but again, we've been cut open here. Estevao with the chance. He misses. Luca Gigante made himself really big in that instance. Something needs to be said about our high line, bro. We talked about it in the last episode, that quite often against the big boys, we do get exposed, and it will end up costing us quite a bit. But at the same time, it allows us to create chances like this with Sean King scoring. Just like that, we're back in the game. Oh, but oh, Luca Gigante, what a save. McAllister's having the game of his life. King looking for Vitinha, and now we've somehow got the lead right before halftime as well. I sometimes feel like Lenny's willing to make this sacrifice defensively with the high line because it makes us so good going forwards. It genuinely feels like at any point we can outscore any team in the world. But saying that, last season, when it came to the Champions League, we couldn't outscore Lyon. We got knocked out. Maybe that's why this season the gaffer's gone for a more balanced midfield. I guess it's showing, man. We're still unbeaten in the Premier League. Oh, we've been opened up. I think that's off. That's got to be off. Luca Gigante saves it anyways. One question mark, though, for sure that's been answered is who is our number 1 goalkeeper. Without a doubt, it's Luca Gigante. Unai Simon has now become backup. King breaks through and should be the goal to settle this game. Sean King, you are special. A hat-trick against Liverpool. Bro, at this rate, he might break the Premier League record for most goals in a season that's held by Haaland. I wouldn't put that past him. The unbeaten record stays intact. We keep winning. Do you know what, guys? This is the craziest title race I've seen. We are unbeaten in the Premier League after 15 games. Invincible. Yet we're not top of the league. Chelsea, they've only lost 2 games, 42 points. Yes, we've got a game in hand over them, but this is unreal. And also, Leicester are right back in the race. As I said, this is going to be a 3-way battle. And oh my days, next week we do face them. 25th of December. Mark your calendars. That's when we face Leicester City. It could be an early title decider, bro. To be honest, I feel like Frank Lampard and Chelsea are going to be chilling watching that game. Now, the positive news is that in the Champions League, we don't have to worry about much. Even here, though, it's Leicester, Chelsea, and us. The 3 same teams dominating. But yeah, I really feel like we've got that top 8 locked in. Kind of like last season, and I guess it's going to be the knockouts where the real competition begins. By the way, an update on Gallardo. He is recovering well. Now he's going to be out for about 3 months. It's kind of brutal, though, and we're really missing him because off the bench, and even as a starter, Gallardo offered so much. But hey, let's hope we can make it to the Champions League quarter, so once we're there, there, Gallardo can be back and ready to contribute. By the way, guys, the night before we faced Spurs, it was the Ballon d'Or ceremony, where, would you believe it, Lamine Yamal takes home the award. Honestly, taking Leicester City to a Premier League trophy, fair enough, man. I can't complain. But what's cool was that Sean King was in attendance, and he ended up finishing 6th in the Ballon d'Or charts. And rumors say that he was fuming that he wasn't in the top 3. He believed he deserved it, and to be honest, he had the stats to back it up. I feel like that's why this season we're seeing crazy numbers from Sean King. He is desperate to be a Ballon d'Or winner. That too with S2GFC, and if he wants that, he's gonna have to not only win the Premier League, probably also deliver in the Champions League. For now, let's focus on this game against Spurs, get a result here. Avila has broken through, and this is looking really nice. Avila tries to put it in for Sean King, and he's of course there. Right place, right time. His Ballon d'Or charge is in full flow. Nicholas looking for Sean King, controlling it so well. That's what he does. Finding space. Oh, come on, Timber. You blocked your own teammate shot. But King being a creator there. Lovely ball. And I see options coming into the box. We couldn't get it there and almost actually still scored. Spurs are not that good, to be honest, boys. Vitinha's just dominating that midfield. We're finding spaces so easily. It's all about when we can get that second goal. And will Sean King get it? Of course he will. That should settle things. Now, post-match, Sean King was asked whether the Ballon d'Or was his motivation this season. He said yes, that is his dream ever since he was a little boy. He wants that Ballon d'Or. But upon hearing that, guys, Lamine Yamal just posted a picture on Instagram with his Ballon d'Or. Oh man, I didn't realize it was that close. Look at these two competing for the golden boot. Very different players, guys. Sean King is an all-out finisher, whereas Lamine does a bit of everything, but he's still keeping up with goals. But yup, it looks like this rivalry, apart from the clubs hating each other, apart from the Hart family angle, and all the brutal battles we've had before, there's also now going to be a Ballon d'Or angle here. Sean King versus Lamine Yamal. Although, wait a minute, guys. On that post from Lamine Yamal, why is Ignacio Avila fanboying over him? You bet Sean King is not gonna like that. And oh man, our next fixture is of course against Leicester City. There's so much on the line. Probably one of the most important Heartless Derbies I think we've ever had. A Ballon d'Or is possibly on the line, the Premier League title. We want revenge from last season as well. Nicholas always has a point to prove. Now, there were a lot of question marks pre-game on whether Lenny would adjust his tactical approach. Will he move back from an extreme defensive approach to maybe a highish line? But no, he's sticking to the guns, no matter the fact that it's Lamine Haaland up against him. Lenny believes in this system, and I guess because of that, we've got to believe. And oh man, here's Lenny giving a pre-match team talk, hyping up the squad. And yes, the nerves are kicking in. S2GFC versus Leicester City, the Heartless Derby. By the way, guys, look at Chelsea. They're the ones kind of enjoying all of this because they're top of the league. They're letting us and, of course, Leicester fight it out. But you know what? Once we're done with Leicester, we're going to be coming for Chelsea as well. I want that gold badge back on our kit. And there he is, boys. The man who was stolen from us, Pep Guardiola. Oh man, look at the Leicester team. I see Haaland, Vuskovic at the back. I don't see Lamine Yamal though, which is very interesting. Has he been benched for this game? That is definitely the best possible thing that could have happened. Oh, and we've already opened them up. Vitinha does so well. Can he bring it inside? He tries to. Goes for goal. Oh, Vitinha, you legend. That was a special goal from Vitinha. We needed that against Leicester. The big question is, why would Leicester City bench their best player? They still have Erling Haaland though. That's the crazy part. But right now, without their Ballon d'Or winner, it looks like we're in complete control. Vitinha is enjoying it. Sean King as well. Nicholas Hart now on the charge. Can he look for a ball maybe for King, who I'm sure is desperate to score to make a claim for the Ballon d'Or next season? But okay, forget the Ballon d'Or. We've got to defend. It's this Kurt guy who's coming instead of Lamine in this game. Looking really good. That cross was dangerous. It falls for Guimaraes, but Timber does well. I'm sure Avila is disappointed that Lamine isn't starting. He probably wanted his shirt after the game. Probably is a good thing then that Lamine isn't playing because he's going to be focused as now we've got Vitinha looking for Nico O'Reilly. Cross coming in. No, the cross was bad. The pressure we're putting Leicester under. They're not able to get out of their own half. Nicholas finding a bit of space, and Nicholas went for it. He wasn't far off. Remember, guys, although Leicester City are champions, we were champions too the previous season, and we're looking to get our title back. That's the kind of performance we've put in so far. Halftime, boys, and I'm really happy with the way things have gone. Apparently, Lamine has had a bit of a niggle during the warm-up, and that actually pushed him out of the entire 11. I'm so surprised he's not in the squad. That's probably why we found it so comfortable, man. We know how important Lamine can be. Dangerous as Giuliano Simeone breaks through, and how did we let that happen? We were in complete control of this game. Oh, Avila space. Looks for Sean King. Nope. It has to be him. No, King. No way was King offside. Oh, it was Avila anyways. It was just offside his knee. But you know what? That miss from King was embarrassing. He's lucky that was offside. That is such a dangerous cross. Nothing we can do about it. Leicester take the lead. How have we thrown everything away in the second half? This is really bad for the title race, man. Horrible stuff. The champions are putting us in our place. This is where we need Sean King to step up, but he's had a really quiet afternoon. But okay, we're trying to move the ball around nicely. Here's Avila. If he can get this one inside, a bit of space, that's what he needs. He gets the space, but it's not enough. It gets blocked. They're going to score again, aren't they? Erling Haaland. We didn't even talk about him much. That's his 11th goal in the Premier League. This Leicester team, I have no idea how we're going to beat them to the title. They're ferocious. And just like that, we've been handed our first Premier League defeat of the season. Post-match, Lamine Yamal in his hoodie just chilling. He literally said he had the same impact as Sean King in this game. This rivalry is heating up, man. But right now, we've made it to January. And hold up, we're top of the league? Okay, so everybody's now played the same amount of games, and despite that tough moment, we're still at the top. We don't need to drop our heads down. Yes, Leicester are right back in the race. They're just a point behind, but we're still leading. Things are still in our control, and Sean King needs to keep his head up because he's still the top scorer. And Champions League 2 top 8 is looking locked in. And that should mean we'll be getting an additional 50 million added into our budget. We'll have 85 million to spend in January. And the message has now come from Lenny. He wants us to be active in the transfer market. And he's got 2 major demands. I think whatever these demands are, we need to focus on fulfilling them. Because so far, we've trusted Lenny. We're top of the league, doing well in the Champions League. So let's continue backing him. And okay, the demands are a new right back to compete with Sykes. But also a new winger to come on as a super sub. And honestly, both these demands are very understandable because Gallardo is still going to be out for a couple of months. We're going to need some depth. Bullock is great, but we need another winger. But right back is going to be the more important position to bring in someone quality there. I do feel like we're going to have an active transfer window, and that could decide the fate of S2GFC. We bring in the right players, and we might compete for the biggest trophies, maybe even win them, and definitely make S2GFC then the world's greatest club. But if we mess things up, bring in the wrong players, we could genuinely be cooked.